then we met Colin. Colin was on day release and was working with a social enterprise and inspired us to follow suit and set something up with coffee to provide opportunities, employment opportunities. So having a night job with small families has been quite a big test, but we've had support from our wives and also coffee.
So we overcame time challenges and to sell hundreds of kilos of coffee to enable moving into a trendy new roastery, which will fulfill our destiny in providing amazing opportunities to these ex-offenders.
And finally, we're no longer a startup, we're a thriving coffee company with a self-fulfilling impact, and we have a healthy work-life balance.
Whee! Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Okay, who's next? So the story from your point of view as the co-founders, right? Yeah, and your journey. Did everyone approach it that way? Just curious. The founder's journey. Okay, cool. Okay. No, I was just wondering if anyone just decided to be an outlaw and approach it from a completely different angle. Because you can use the tool any way you like, actually, these tools. So if anyone wants to edit on the fly, feel free. But all right, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Okay. Woohoo!
Steve and Justine were brought together on an East London Hackney housing estate and presented with a mission from a team of experts from the NHS to fight the obesity crisis.
Encouraged by the support of their research team, us creates Hackney Council and Healthy London Partnerships and local partners to drive this idea forwards. With no money, we sought a quick way to get finance and ended up running a Kickstarter. We also found it hard to connect with local residents, but we met Father James and Jackie Carter, who connected us to the other gatekeepers in the community and ran a successful pilot that uncovered the desire for more.
So Steve and Justine have now been accepted onto the Resurgo Ventures Accelerator Programme, where they receive Jedi coaching and training from industry experts such as Joel Lim and Dave Evans in order to create the ultimate recipe kit and customer experience. They receive the necessary funding from like-minded investors to change society forever.
They returned to Earth from the giddy heights of Venture Towers with the right support to grow their team and expand their vision across the UK.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much. It does sound epic, doesn't it? It's such an interesting tool to use. Once you follow this way of telling a story, it's like, wow, it's the best story ever, isn't it? Yeah, you could be doing anything. Yeah. I'm not downplaying what you guys are saying, right? I'm not downplaying. All I'm saying is, yeah, you wrote with panache and style. Yeah, and when you tell a story like that, it's like, wow, you know, counsel, and then I spoke to certain like the mentor or the wise person to help you move forward in your first challenge and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, who's next?
That's compelling.
Yeah. It's very compelling. Okay.
So, it starts off, Naomi is working in Sophie Hayes Foundation. She's very frustrated because she's always relying on handouts, doing funding applications, and she thinks to herself, gosh, there's got to be another way of doing this. Maybe we could do a business. So she gets together with her friends Megan and Christine, and they're like, what can we do, guys? Come on, there's got to be something. And suddenly they have this brainwave of kombucha, this great drink that she was having in the US that is hugely popular. And they all go away, they pray for a name, and Megan gets this name Holos, like clear as day, and Holos is born. Tom comes on the scene dating Naomi. First time Naomi tries to persuade him this might be good to get involved in. Tries the kombucha, disgusting. Doesn't like it.
Is there a first threshold?
Turns out that kombucha was a bit of a dodgy batch. Anyway, Tom was inspired by the vision and gets involved kind of on a casual basis. They explore the idea as a team, and before you know it, they're doing a soft launch. This was last June. Lots of buzz, lots of energy in the team, but really it's lacking practical execution. Got lots of ideas people, lots of media people in the team, but Tom's feeling like, guys, we need some order, we need to get this out there. So I have a think, and I really decide, yeah, I love to get involved further, and I try and do part-time working. So we move on to the cave. I try to go part-time at work, and it takes 4 months to get approval. And then the team loses momentum. We have a few setbacks. Christine moves to Northern Ireland. Megan gets pregnant. And Tom and Naomi get married. I wouldn't say it's a setback, but we did put things on the back burner for Holos. We don't have any brewing space. There's all these hurdles, so we're like, gosh, is Holos ever going to be anything? Eventually end up transforming our garage into a brewing space. And we're kind of left alone because the group is disbanded for a bit. And we're pushing forward early few months of this year thinking, is this ever going to be anything? And then finally we received the treasure of Resurgo, the accelerator program. And we're just blessed with all these skills and contacts, these amazing people and a community to work with at the precise time when my part-time arrangement at work was ending. They said you got until the end of May, after that you're in or you're out. Which gives me basically it's a yes or a no for Holos, and I go all in. And I'm here today, so I'm transformed. I leave my job next week, and I'm equipped, we've got a product, ready to take on the world.
Wow. Wow, the journey, how you got here so far, yeah. That's very well told. I like how you dialed up the pain bit, because it's important to actually dial up the pain. In the first two stories, I think it didn't go like deeper into like the suffering phase, but it can be very powerful if because then the juxtapose between the huge challenge and then the relief and the success, yeah, after that.
So the enduring various ordeals.
Yeah, okay. Endures various ordeals. Yeah, it's important part of your story. Who's next? And now we have.
So yes, there was once a girl called Evan Sanusi, and she's working as a teaching assistant in a school. And one day she encounters a girl who lives in an unemployed single mother household. And yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward this. Actually, I can't fast forward the story because you haven't heard it. And she meets a girl who lives in an unemployed single mother household, who knocks on her office door and basically says that she has nowhere to do her homework because she has no internet in her home. And she asks Eben to help her find a suitable working space. So Eben takes her to a gym which is nearby, and after she leaves her there, she bursts into tears because she remembers that she basically had the exact same experience 5 years earlier.
Wow.
when she was a daughter in a single mother household where her mum couldn't afford internet. So she becomes extremely determined to help this girl and also just help lots of other children who are going through the same circumstances. She has this passion to help this group of single mothers, but she doesn't know how. And she comes up with loads of different ideas and pitches it to loads of individuals and organisations, but no one buys into it, and everyone asks, but why single mothers? And Evan then has a coffee with her mentor, who tells her to continue to push on, and even if no one is on her team, he always will be, and will always continue to support her, whatever the idea she decides on. So she lands on a virtual assistant social enterprise. Even though Evan lands on this idea, she lacks the knowledge, expertise, or even has lacks the finances to execute it. She struggles to build a team and find organisations to partner with her, and she struggles to have a group of organisations who may trust these single mothers to complete the administrative work in an efficient manner. She starts, this is made up at this point, she starts to do a free trial of the service with single mothers who volunteer their time to build up the service, and Rambo gains traction and people start to pay to use the service. Bramwell becomes an established company which helps single mothers, and she employs the schoolgirl's mother as one of her assistants.
Yeah. Very
I love
cool.
the way
Very
you drew
authentic.
it full circle at the end. That was nice.
Yeah. Complete the loop.
I didn't have as much time to do this as I potentially would have liked, but give this a go. Also, it's mostly Aaron, but that's fine. I'll speak on his behalf. Aaron worked in a pupils referral unit in London for 5 months, where he noticed the poor communication around young people's mental health and well-being, which had contributed to problems when he was younger, still existed. Upon further investigation, he found the worsening stats and outdated systems for helping schools provide support for students. There was also an awareness of new technologies which could surely be harnessed to help. He was placed at the school during a course on social enterprise. Through this, he was mentored by the founder of Franklin Scholars and was encouraged to attend the Teach First Innovation Booster, where he received encouragement that the target area was valid. Looking into it more deeply, he saw all the different things that schools had a need for. Also met George, James, and other successful entrepreneurs, not that we are, who had belief in the idea. After the summer of discontent, as we call it, in which we kind of were unsure about whether or not we wanted to continue, we decided to press on. We realised to be a success, we'd have to design a system that students would trust with the most private information, as well as one in which parents believed was in their child's best interest. We juggled part-time jobs while trialling different ways of engaging these disparate groups. Eventually, we created a platform that all people saw as being something that was there for them and the students. Once we developed the platforms, schools questioned how they got by without it, and we transitioned from sage to ruler.
Wow. Cool. Feedback on the story?
I like the last sentence.
Yeah. I think it was really clear. Yeah. Had some humour of this and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's an internal phrase that we use to refer back to that period.
The summer of discontent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, it was the winter of discontent. I've written it wrong. It was the winter of discontent. Yeah. A month-long period.
Wow.
Didn't happen then.
Hmm.
I'll do the hand gestures next time.
Yeah, that works.
Hmm. Very good. Very good. 2 more, right? 3.
We made her right because she wasn't there in the beginning to watch it and give me good feedback. So me, Alice, and some friends were working in East London. We met local women who were living in poverty and had experienced violence. We felt like this was unjust and we wanted to do something about it. We didn't quite know what, so we spent time with organisations who were supporting those women to see how we could help. The women we met had so much potential, but no one was helping them to move from crisis moments in their life to living a really fulfilling life. So without much money or resources, we used the skills that we had to start offering baking workshops in a women's homeless hostel voluntarily. Back then we were carrying all the ingredients and equipment on foot to the hostel and baking out of a church kitchen for a couple of hours a week to start selling baked goods. And we sought to start a business that could empower these women to change their own lives. This grew into baking more and more days a week, stocking cafes across London, to eventually opening our very own bakery in Hackney in 2016. And now we've had 45 women trained through our programmes and employed 9 within our growing business.
Cool. I thought it'd be nice to end with like a future kind of like vision. Yeah.
Just me now.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're the last one.
Okay.
Laptop.
So I was looking for a job. Having spent a long time out of work, I was realising that the longer this situation continued, the harder it would be to get employed. But there were people for whom this situation was worse and didn't have people to support them while they got new training and qualification. So I decided if no one else was going to pay me a salary, I'll just make my own and try and solve the problem for me and other people at the same time. I wasn't sure if I could do this on my own, but with support from my partner and friends, I started the journey. It was tough with me having to overcome challenges and take on tasks that I really hate doing, like calling people, and I'm not good at, like time management. But with enough energy and support, I managed to make it to Venture Towers, and on the Resurgo Accelerator, hopefully change the prospects of the company and the beneficiaries for the better.
Thank you. Thank you.